Did you know that a stronger grip has been scientifically correlated to living longer? So literally your life may just depend on this video. And without a doubt, loaded carries are by far one of the most beneficial yet rarely used exercise styles in the gym today. From building total body strength to developing a strong core to even assisting in developing agility and of course that life lengthening grip strength. And there are tons of fun variations, and by the end of this video you'll be well on your way to adding loaded carries a lot better into your fitness programs today. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm Ror Alexander, and this is the official channel of Essentials of Athletics Training Center in Vancouver, BC, Canada. And if you like professional training, fitness, nutrition, and health advice, and no BS performance tips and hacks, make sure to right now click on that subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit that little notification bell so you get all the videos the moment they come out. Now, this video is all about loaded carries. As I mentioned, these are by far one of the most underutilized yet very powerful ways to train in the gym for nearly any single fitness or performance goal. So first, what exactly are loaded carries? Well, they are just that. Holding and moving a load over a distance. And that distance doesn't have to be very long, which brings me to the very first of many. Now, the first reason I think many people don't do them is they believe you need a lot of space. And while it's great to have a lot of space like in this gym, it is definitely not a requirement for loaded carry. The second reason is that they don't necessarily work a muscle as most people believe you should train in the gym. Is it a leg exercise, a back exercise, an arm exercise, a grip exercise? No. And yes to all of those. You can think of loaded carries as a whole body exercise, strengthening everything from your legs to your back, your shoulders, your arms, even your fingers. And the thing is, loaded carries can be used for everything from building muscular strength, building tendon and ligament strength, core stability, muscular endurance, taxing the central nervous system in a safe and relatively very low injury risk way, to even developing, as I mentioned before, sports agility if used correctly. And loaded carries, when done correctly, are an amazing group of exercises to really get your whole body fired up. So the next question is, when should you do loaded carries? Well, that is the absolute best part about them, anytime. But saying that, as they do place a lot of stress on your grip and core, you probably don't want to do a lot of them before or during your main training program, especially if you're doing exercises that require a great deal of grip strength, like deadlifts, Olympic lifting, or pull-ups. Let's then take a look at where I think loaded carries fit best in your training program. Loaded carries in small amounts can be great for warm-ups. Using a fairly heavy weight, doing a few 20 to 40 meter farmer walks, suitcase walks, or cradle carries can be a great way to stimulate the muscles of the core and glutes while also prepping the central nervous system, or CNS, for doing exercises like squats, deadlifts, or really under leg or standing exercises. I suggest, however, performing no more than 2 to max 3 sets to help maintain both maximal grip and core strength. Finishers is where loaded carries really shine, and you can literally use them anywhere in any way after your main workout. Go heavy and short distances for strength work, or go long and lighter for muscular endurance. If you're focusing on core strength, go for single-sided variations, and if going for total body strength or tendon and ligament strength, use dual-sided variations. And don't worry if you don't know what all these are, because at the end you're going to see a whole bunch of examples of all those in action coming up very soon. I'll also add loaded carries quite often in the middle of workouts, providing that they won't interfere with any of the main lifts. For example, on days focusing on pressing exercises where grip is not as important, such as a benching day or leg press day, loaded carries can be tossed in between sets to get some extra muscular stimulation. But on the other hand, I won't add them on days where I'm working on things like deadlifts, vertical pulls, shrugging, Olympic lifting, any barbell triple extension work. Now, primary loaded carry workouts can be some of my favorite training days, and I'll include them quite often on more strongman inspired days between my regular lifting days by adding some training days where I want to focus on core stability, mobility, some strange movements, or total body non-exhaustive exercises like landmines, some sled pushes, and multiple varieties of loaded carries can be a great way to add them into your training to get an extra day of training that won't interfere with your regular days. One of my favorite drills is adding banded carries on kettlebells, where the weights bounce around and add an additional challenge to the core, or by adding zigzag banded farmer walks, which can help to build some agility related core strength, as your hips and core muscles have to stabilize the weight as fast as possible and then accelerate in an all new direction. So don't always think that loaded carries just have to be in that boring straight line only. And I find loaded carry obstacle circuits are a lot of fun and very effective. And also keep in mind, loaded carries also don't have to always just be going forwards. Going backwards or even sideways can really add some difficult and fun dynamic. Now that we know the when and the why, let's go over the how with a few tips to make your loaded carries a heck of a lot better. First, always use good body mechanics when picking up the weights and putting them down. And make sure you always roll your shoulders back by using what's called the set position to engage, promote, and reinforce solid posture, squeezing those shoulders up, back, and the shoulder blades together. Second, make sure you are engaging the lats, using your forearms and lats, holding the weights out to the side, what I call wolverining your arms. And when walking, make sure you don't bounce the weights off your thighs, but keep them at least a few centimeters away and as stable as possible. Third, when walking, make sure to maintain both an upright back, especially when doing one-sided carries with no leaning over, no rolling over, and walk as close to a normal walking pattern as possible, making sure your feet don't start to cross over at the front. Imagine, if you will, walking along a center line and keeping your feet on either side of that center line. Now that we know the basics of when to use them, where to use them, and how to do them better, let's take a very quick look at the many variations of loaded carries. Dual side low hold, i.e. traditional farmer walk. Single-sided suitcase walks. Dual cradle carry. Single cradle carry. Waiter or high hold walks. Dual high carries or dual waiter walks. Cradle and high carry. High and low carry. And it doesn't just have to be dumbbells or kettlebells. We can also use things like sandbags, medicine balls, or even full-size heavy bags to do loaded carries. Front rack carries or chest hugger carries, which FYI is great if you're training wrestlers or MMA fighters. And that's it. Now you know how to include the amazing loaded carries and their many variations into your workouts, no matter what your fitness goal. Remember, if you still haven't clicked both that red subscribe button and sneaky notification bell, do it right now, as we're doing our best to bring you the easiest and usable health, fitness, and wellness information possible to help improve your fitness experience, education, and results. And of course, definitely make sure to follow our Fitness Essentials podcast on Apple, Spotify, and most other podcast platforms, where we go quite a bit in depth on tons of topics, from fitness to strength and conditioning, health, modern wellness, athletic training, and so much more. And finally, if you live in the Vancouver area, come and check out our open to the public gym, small group training programs, specialty packages like our Get Fit Now, men over 40 and women over 30 transformation hybrid coaching programs, or even invest in some personalized one-on-one coaching by visiting us at www.essentialsofathletics.com and easily set up your first visit to our amazing training facility. And the address is also in the show notes below. And until next time, stay strong.